All right, so let's talk about Jimmy's book. It's called I Hate Your Guts. It's available everywhere. I bought it at the San Francisco International Airport, for Christ's sake.
Someone told me they saw it in Dubai in the airport, which is kind of cool. Yeah, it's nice to know I'll be beheaded if I ever go there.
Well, the book is a collection of essays that Jimmy wrote, just going off on all the people he hates. Now, what I like about it is because I'm looking down the list of people on here, and with the exception of like the little individual stories in here about, like, for example, the colored gentleman who dissed him at the water fountain or something.
Yeah, true stories.
I mean, I can agree with him when it comes to Heather Mills. She's annoying. Or, oh my God, how much did I rail against the pregnant man? You're not a man. Yeah. And I'm reading Jimmy's book, and it's so funny because you have a way to be so brutal. And I consider myself to be like a kind of tell it like it is, just what I think, and if you don't like it, that's fine. But then there's the other level, which is where Jimmy's at. And I can't even read this chapter because he cuts her to pieces. Is there any way that you could describe your hatred for either the pregnant man or Heather Mills McCartney in a radio-friendly way?
Both women. I guess I have mother issues. No, it's more like you brutalize people because, look, that's how nobody yells at Stephen King for talking about killing children. So as a comic, I never feel like I should ever hold back what I want to say.
Right.
And you just got to back up your point of view. Like if I'm saying that Thomas Beatty, who is the pregnant man, is I think phony and an attention whore and just some creepy George Michael bearded thing, then I'm going to make fun of this person as such. And back up why I say it. I've gotten no flack from the book because you just can't apologize while you're doing it. You understand what I mean? You can't go, well, I kind of think this way. I don't care if Al Roker knows I dislike him because I dislike him.
Have an opinion and then have a reason why.
Yes, I'm not accusing people of being pedophiles or murderers or rapists. Right. I'm only saying I don't like them, and this is why.
Can you tell the story about Heather Mills on the plane? That made me hate her more than life.
Well,
oh, God.
I read the story. I wasn't on the flight. It was some flight that was apparently very late, and she was on Dancing with the Stars.
Heather Mills, by the way, is the bride that was married to Paul McCartney, the one-legged bitch.
Yes, the one who injured 80 people canning. And apparently she was on the plane, and the flight was late, and they said, ladies and gentlemen, we have a surprise for you, and people thinking free flight. And then her and that fruity dance partner of hers come out, and they do the dance down the aisle, and
what?
To utter silence. People hated her.
Like, what is this?
I think is wonderful.
Yeah.
Ta-da!
The biggest question is, how is that bitch even a model? Like, she used to be a model?
She's not bad looking.
What are you talking about?
I mean, look, apparently, there was rumors, Adnan Khashoggi, or at least his secretary claimed that she was an escort. Mm-hmm. That was the rumor. And, she was a good-looking girl before. I mean, the other leg got lost, and apparently it's kind of hard to sell yourself for $10,000 when you're missing one. Right? It's like being guilty with an explanation. It's like, all right, look, I'll bang you for $10,000, but I'll knock off $3,500 considering I'm, if you have a foot fetish, I'll do you for $250. That's the worst if you're a foot guy and she shows up. You're like, oh, drat. Yeah, old Lieutenant Dan Foot. But I just hate her because I didn't like the way she talked. I mean, McCartney was a dummy for not doing a prenup.
Yeah.
You got
oh, my
money.
God.
Yeah.
I don't understand how, you get burned once, it's fine, and then you still have money left after the divorce, and then you get married again without another prenup?
Well, he didn't get burned.
No,
his wife died.
She died.
Well, I know, but all these stories about, I'm not talking necessarily about Paul McCartney. I'm talking about these guys who, just go out.
Like Phil Collins?
One after the other, right.
Phil Collins just can't make money unless he's throwing it into an open box. It's like, what's the matter with you, Phil? What are you doing?
Right. One of the funny stories about why Paul McCartney and Heather Mills McCartney split up was because she had all these complaints about Paul McCartney, right? About how he doesn't like a bedpan in the bedroom. Like, you're not immobile. Like, you can get around still. You're just being a lazy bitch, and you want to have this disgusting, filthy urine and feces infested bedpan where he's trying to sleep.
That's what she wanted at the bed, so she wouldn't have to crawl to the bathroom. It's like, first of all, have you ever heard Yesterday? Crawl to the bathroom, bitch. There's no reason McCartney should have to doze off and look at that medley at eye level. He goes to hit the snooze button, he reaches over, he's got a handful of problem. I just hated her, man. The only one I feel a little bad about was the attack on Hillary Clinton. Not because I feel bad about making fun of her, but because I like her more than I did now. Yeah. And I think she's a little tougher than I gave her credit for.
Yeah.
She was just annoying me because I was so sick of her face being thrown in my face. But and in New York, I got sick of seeing her talking about violent video games and all these safe things that they go after. But that's the only one I kind of wish I'd taken it a little bit easier on because I like her more now.
Yeah. Well, what about, I didn't get to this chapter yet. There's two I'm really curious about. One is your hatred of the iPhone, because I was so excited to get the iPhone. This thing's great unless you want to make a phone call.
Exactly. Yeah, it gets wonderful reception if you're actually on the roof of the AT&T building talking to someone who's. If you have eye contact, there's no better reception than the iPhone. But if a piece of paper or a TT fly blows in between you. But out here, you guys have very good. The iPhone is actually very good.
Really? I hate it. It's the worst. I can't go like 2 blocks with keep a conversation.
It's fine.
Yeah, it sucks.
It drops like once in a great while.
It sucks.
I have my hatred of the iPhone when complete because you can't MMS photos. I mean, what's the use of having this if you can't photograph your genitals and send to somebody who's of questionable age? Of course, that's what you want a telephone for. So I got a BlackBerry of Verizon. I have this and I have the iPhone.
And the other chapter from the book is I'm really curious about the colored gentleman. Was that the name of the chapter? The colored fella, gentleman, one of those that dished you at the water fountain. Yeah, no, the gentleman of color from Franklin Township who punked me at the water fountain.
Yeah, because I was a white homeboy in school, and this guy really embarrassed me. It's just a stupid story about me growing up. It was a true story about a guy humiliating me and cutting me in line. It's not exactly compelling stuff, but it happened, so I hate him.
Yeah, dude.
Like cutting you, or...
Oh, no, but it's true that, I mentioned the race, all of a sudden he thinks a knife gets pulled out. We've come so far. But no, you're right, he just jumped in front of me. I stood there and took it like the little white lamb I was. My stupid Kango hat, my awful greasy hair. Oh, I should have been shot at that age.
Jim Norton's book is called I Hate Your Guts, and it's available in stores everywhere now. I mean, how many copies did you sell?
I should find that out. People ask for that. I know it outsold the first one, and we were on less regular radio stations when this one came out, so I felt good. Like, this one actually sold better, but it didn't get as high on the list. Like, the first one hit
Did you sell
4.
more than Artie Lang?
No, man,
No?
you kidding me? No,
Really?
no. Artie's a bigger comic, and Artie is a bigger
Literally.
name. Yeah, he's a bigger, he's heavier, of course, but he's a bigger, he's a more famous guy than I am, so he outsold me. He went to number 1. Artie went to number 1.
Yeah, it's a great book, too.
But I was happy for him. You're always happy for other comedians. I was number 13, but good to see my friend just kind of step on my little mushy face on the way to number
heroin,
1.
dude.
Yeah, well, it's cool. I mean, I know you guys are cool. You're doing like a comedy show together.
I want to tour with him. I mean, we did one show. We did great. It was just good to be on this, because Howard and Opie and Anthony have had those problems.
Right.
Me and Artie have been friends for years, so it was good to actually do the show together. And the fans didn't care. I mean, the fans were just yelling at both of us because they're Philadelphia animals. They were just yelling Eagle chants while we're both on. They really are. They're the worst. They're just
I hate
animals in Philly.
Philadelphia's the worst.
They're a great market for like white trash guys like us. Like me and Artie do very well in Philadelphia.
Yeah.
But as far as a subtle comedy audience, they're just
Is it hard
animals.
coming to a market like San Francisco?
One of the best comedy markets. You'd think being politically correct, that'd be a problem.
People are so uptight. Like in the city, like the suburb, San Jose, you get outside of the city of San Francisco, people are a lot more normal. But I'm not sure how it would play as a comedian.
They're great.
It'd be hard to come in and do your thing without people giving you, like you said, those
You can't ever let them think that they have a part in it. Meaning, you do what you do, and it's never about, look, come on, guys, I know I kind of have to. This is a little rough for you. Just spit it in their faces, and they tend to take it because they know why they're there. It's a comedy show.
Yeah, but I don't think those type of people are even going to the comedy shows. I've seen people walk out a couple times, but I don't think a mass majority of those type of people are hitting up like Cobb's and stuff.
I think those people are going to the spoken word at the coffee house.
Yeah, it's true.
Those guys are good. Those spoken word guys, they have a lot of passion and angst. Didn't know the suburbs were so rough. God, I hate them. It's amazing how these phony artists, man, these phony cornball artists, none of them defend politically incorrect speech. None of them came out when Imus got fired. None of these people came out to defend the guy who said something unpopular. It's amazing. I hate artists.
Well, a lot of that with that hypocrisy is what again, going back to the book with Al Sharpton.
Yeah.
He's got the biggest douche ever.
He's terrible.
Only when it serves his purpose does he care. He's not really about equality and looking at because no black person can ever do anything wrong in Al Sharpton's eyes.
Right.
It's always the white devil. But you got to wonder what is it like now that you have a black president? Although you got half a black president.
Yeah.
We're halfway to a black president.
We are halfway there.
Yeah, it's baby steps.
Yaphet Kotto, I understand, is going to be running next year, or 4 years next year. Stupid comic I am. But Sharpton's had nothing to say until this New York Post cartoon came out. And, Murdoch owns the Post so far. He hasn't buckled and has not fired the cartoonist. And it's going to go away. And it should go away.
Yeah,
it was a rude thing. So it's okay to be rude sometimes.
Right.
We've got Americans as such fruits. It's like we need people removed from their jobs when they say something we don't like. It just sucks.
Well, the newspaper probably, you know what? Part of me thinks it's a calculated move. We're talking about that cartoon after that woman had her face ripped off by the
Travis
chimpanzee.
the chimp, yeah. Oh boy, did Travis was not happy to see the Tickle Me Elmo. Lesson to be learned here: don't ever wave Tickle Me Elmo in a 200 300-pound chimp's face.
Yeah.
Wow, was he not
Or
happy?
bring him a birthday cake.
And so this is then the economic stimulus bill gets passed, and so they run this political cartoon. It's what they do in the paper, and it's these cops who shot dead because they remember the cops shot that
chimp,
Travis the chimp dead.
Sure.
And it's like next time get somebody else to write the stimulus bill. And so obviously there was the
Obama tie-in, sure.
right. So you could see. I mean, listen, I understand where someone would get pissed off about that and call racism on it. And I can also see where they're coming from. Like, listen, our job is to spoof the biggest water cooler chat news stories that's going on right now with what's happening in politics, and that's what they did. So I understand both sides. But part of me thinks that they did this intentionally because you know how newspapers are struggling. So, like, a lot of times a radio show will do something outrageous, or a celebrity will do something outrageous simply for the press that they get.
Sure.
So people start talking about whatever it is, their show, the newspaper, their name gets brought up.
I don't know if I give them that much credit. I know that I like the fact that Murdoch stood by and Murdoch apologized. Look, it was rude, okay, but I like the fact that he stood by the guy. It was racist, but I'm not racist in the sense where he's controlling policy. It was a rude thing to do, and it was insensitive, blah, blah, blah. But so what? He shouldn't be fired. It's okay to be that way. There's nothing wrong with it. I'm glad that they stood by the guy, even though he's kind of a dick.
Let's go to Stefan in Gilroy. He's got something real quick for Jimmy. Good morning, Stefan.
Hey, what's going on, guys?
Hey, what it
Hi.
do?
Hey, I noticed you guys didn't mention that, Jim, you were in HBO series, Lucky Louie, right?
Yes, I was.
Yeah, man. I enjoyed your character in that.
Thank you very much.
Rich, man, that was funny.
I apologize for the salty language. Yeah, man, that was... I did love
Lucky
doing
Louie's
that.
a great show.
Thank you, man. One of the things I loved about it is Louis never allowed the laughs to be sweetened. Like, I can't watch sitcoms because the laughs are so even and perfect, but Louis never allowed a laugh to be fixed.
Yeah.
If the joke bombed, we would redo it sometimes on...
Isn't that what you hate about Two and a Half Men?
Oh my God, 2.5 Men is
And everything
unwatchable.
else?
Because it's like that.
In the history of television.
I like the fact that he said that's the worst TV, and then he went to go show on... Oh, I already mentioned the medium. That's the worst TV show on the plasma.
On my hate, man. I hate my goddamn show.
You meant to say the worst show on TV, but when you said the medium first, it became difficult to keep steam going. I hear you.
We get it.
Wow.
Yeah, Lucky Lou is great, but the Jimmy's got an HBO comedy show too.
We don't know what's going to happen with that. I was telling...
they're on all the time still, though. I mean, they're always on.
the DVD for Down and Dirty is...
It kind of sucks.
I bet it's all about you. Go ahead, Stefan. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt.
Watch HBO.
What were you
can't
saying?
afford it in your little apartment. but yeah, good stuff.
Hold on. Oh, sorry, Stefan. We went through a tunnel. We lost you.
I hate that.
What would you say, Stefan? Or no?
No, we hung up on him.
The Down and Dirty DVD is coming out. Thank you, Stefan. It's coming out. We don't know what's happening with that. We're still waiting to hear if it got picked up. I know HBO wasn't thrilled about doing it, but then they did it, and the numbers were very good.
Yeah, they're still showing them.
So maybe they actually do want to do more. I'm hoping. We all keep our fingers crossed.
Actually, the one with Patrice O'Neal is going to be on, I think, either tonight or tomorrow.
Are they really re-showing that often?
Yeah.
I just don't. I can never watch myself. I really can't. Unless I'm editing, like when I did the Monster Inc. special, I had to go through what I wanted edited. That one I kind of watched, but most of them I never watched.
It'd be so fantastic to be able to tell the Monster Rain story on regular radio, but you can't do
better
it.
get to act it out. Bring in
can't
your
do it.
nephews.
So, Jimmy, since it is such a huge news story, this Octomom thing.
Yeah, she's lovely.
I mean, did you hear the 911 call?
No.
Yeah.
Is that what she was? I read the transcript, but she was like, "My son, my son, my son."
I'm going to kill myself.
Oh, ugh.
Yeah, I'm going to kill myself. She couldn't find her 5-year-old. Her 5-year-old was missing.
For an hour.
They're like, when's the last time you saw him? She's like, I don't know, an hour ago. He's 5.
You
He's
can't
5
lose
years
track
old.
of a 5-year-old
Yeah.
for 3 minutes.
Dude, I lose my 1-year-old for like 2 minutes. I'm like, where the hell is he?
Yeah.
That's not a good argument though, because she only lost him for 5. You're like, if I lose my child for half that time,
Right.
you should probably say if I lose my 1-year-old for 5 seconds. But you're like,
Yeah.
if I lose my 1-year-old for 4 minutes and 45 seconds, I panic. you cut it too close.
Because every once in a while, Jimmy has like some weird compassion for people that you wouldn't think anybody would have any compassion for. Is this one of these people, or do you hate her
pumped
guts?
out 8 babies. She should be forced to lay in hay. She's an animal. She can't even wear panties anymore. It's a dog door. No, I have no compassion for her at all. None at all. None at all. She's a self-centered woman. She's obsessed with her role as a mother.
Yeah.
It's like at least John and Kate plus 8. As much as those two should be just have a bus collision and be killed. At least they cut it off. She took some kind of what was the drug she took to like a fertility drug, which I think a crop duster just flew in and sprinkled and zipped back out. But I hated her until this one came along. Now I kind of like the Kate woman a lot better. Because all she
the
does
lesser
is
two evils.
Yeah, she really is. All she does is kind of emasculate her husband. But this Octomom is a self-centered zero.